Hey everyone, Coach Sean here. So today we're going to watch the video of the two-on-ones that I did on Friday night. So this video starts off with me giving some parameters, so I'm just going to let it roll for a bit and then I'm going to come back.
Okay, so guys, 2-on-1. I'm just gonna talk about the parameters very quickly again. So 2-on-1, two of you, one of me. If I tap one of you, that one person is out, you can replace that person right away. We don't stop. The only time this stops is if I tap. If I don't tap, we keep going. I tap you, you're out, someone else comes in, you want to come back, I don't care. You're not eliminated, you're just out for that time. Okay, someone else comes in. Is that cool? All right, excellent. Okay, so
very quick remark on that. The reason why I decided to do it that way was mostly to keep the flow going. I don't want too many interruptions. I wanted to see what it would be like as close as could be to real combat. Of course, when there's no punching or kicking, but I really wanted to know how I would do if, for example, this would happen in the street. Of course, I'm wearing a gi right now, so that's a little bit different. I'm gonna try this again in no gi. But at the same time, like I live in Canada, so I might be wearing a jacket. I might be wearing, like a thick sweater. Who knows? But in reality, what I wanted to do, like I said, is to try and simulate what would happen if it was in the street. Maybe more than two guys are going to come in, and how I would deal with that. So let's start here with the first one. So this is the first match. So I'm trying to keep them one behind the other, but it's very difficult. They end up kind of getting next to me, and it was really difficult to deal with. The guillotine didn't work. He's going to pick up my leg while Scott is going to try and take my back. My goal is to stand up. I really want to get up. That's really all I want to do, because I know that when I get up, I'll be able to get away. But in this case here, they do such a good job. Really good job with that single. You see they're both on the top, near my head, perfect. So Sohail goes down to my legs. He's trying to trap my legs. And then I'm going to get mounted here. So once I get mounted, I'm just trying to survive anything that's going to come. I'm trying to escape. Sohail's not doing a great job holding my legs, so I'm just going to get my half guard, and I'm going to maintain this half guard. He's going to go to my top. Now, here's what gets tricky. I'm going to end up using a Kimura type position to make him get off of me. Then I'm going to use Georgian grips to try and get Scott off of me. But then Sohail right away gets back on top of me. So this was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be in that sense. Sohail's trying to choke me from the back, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reverse actually his seatbelt in a second. And once I reverse his seatbelt, I'm going to armbar him from in front of him. So right now I've already started initiating. Scott's trying an ankle lock, but he doesn't really have it. I'm moving my feet a lot. So he tapped. Here we go. So I'm going to get on top of Scott here. And this is going to be trouble for me coming right now any second. Now here we go. I see this coming. I said, no, I cannot. I have to get up. I cannot be on my knees. He takes me down. Scott is holding my legs. This actually was pretty good. At this point, I'm really starting to get gassed. I have very little energy. Both of these gentlemen are much heavier than me. Scott's about 25 pounds more, maybe. I have no idea how much heavier. He's significantly heavier. Now, you have to remember that what I'm doing is I'm trying to frame, get myself away from these guys so that I can get up, which is very difficult when you got two heavy guys on top of you. So I'm going to try and get up. Not going to work. I'm getting more and more and more gas as it goes. Heavy on his legs. Yeah, that could help. But in reality, what they were doing was right. They were just putting more and more pressure, holding me down more and more. And that honestly is probably the best thing that they could have done. Is just wear me out. Wear me out. So I turtled up here. Normally I wouldn't turtle up if there was striking. Turtling is really not a good idea in the street. You're going to get soccer kicked or hit in the back of the head. But in this context, because we're not striking, I figured I might as well do it. So I'm just trying to get my back to the floor so that Scott can't get my back, but instead he does the right thing, man. He collects my arm. I'm so gassed. I have no more energy. I can't fight this at all. I literally had to give up. So he's gonna end up finishing the arm triangle on me. I could not move. So at this point here, my bicep, my lower part of the bicep, and the upper part of my forearm, that whole section, I guess around the elbow, on both arms, they were shot. So I'm guessing my bicep tendons and the tendons that are from my forearms just got absolutely gassed. I had a hard time bending my arms for a bit, and it was from framing, guys. It's from keeping my arms tight and keeping the weight off of my body so that I can breathe and so that I can continue to survive. So I'm completely dead here, guys. It's absolutely insane. So here we go. We're gonna skip forward to the second match. So here again, Sahil, very excited. He really likes to do this. So I'm trying to keep inside position, of course. I just want to control the middle. I end up controlling an underhook on my left side, and that's going to lead to a throw. I want to disengage. I don't want to stay there. And again, I want to keep pushing these guys away from me. I want to keep them away. I want to keep them in line. They picked me up, which was fantastic. And they were so gentle. They put me down very nicely. I really appreciated that. So I'm just trying to frame again. I'm trying to keep them away. Sohail does a spinny stuff. I guess it worked. I don't know. This is it's so ridiculous. But then right away, I'm just going to toss him because his weight distribution is off. I'm going to stiff arm him a bit. I'm going to let him take back. Boom. I feel bad for that one. He kind of landed on his shoulder, his head. So I'm actually cross-collar choking the guy on the bottom, but Sohail on top is not able to do very much. He's trying to separate me, so there's no threat. So I'm just going to keep trying to choke him. As he's dragging me away, I'm bringing the other guy with me. So that was pretty fun. But then after that, I realized there was nothing there. So I let go of the choke, and I started defending the back. And again, I was going for that arm bar. You kind of see my arm bringing his arm over my head. And then when that happened, I ended up flipping them both. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Pile on. So I ended up piling them on top of each other. And really what my goal was, and I submitted Sohail, the goal was to try again to get one to interrupt the other. What a failed armbar. I was so dead. I was no way I was finishing that armbar. And now we're here. I'm going to end up doing a really cool reversal. Get on top for a nice paper cutter, because for some reason they didn't realize that they can add another person. And here comes the next guy. This guy is huge. He is enormous, but he's not a threat at this point to my neck, so I'm just keeping on choking the guy on bottom. I just didn't stop until it became a little bit more of a threat. He took my back, and you can hear him say, go get his legs, but I mean, at that point, I'm so dead. I was so gassed. And I'm telling him that he had nothing. Can he just stop? I'm like, keep going. Why are you stopping? So anyway, so he's trying to choke me, but I'm turning into it. And for some reason, Sohail comes back. He's just like, out of nowhere. He's like, no, switch up. Whatever. He's so funny. Sohail, you're hilarious. By the way, shout out to JBG who's DJing. So anyway, Sohail grabs my back. I am so tired. I'm trying to protect. I see the armbar coming. I defend that armbar very well, but then my second arm is exposed. I'm just so tired. I can't turn properly because the other guy's holding my body, and he belly down armbars me. It was beautiful. It was a great job. So I think some of the lessons learned here, for me at least, is that 2-on-1 is never good. It's never good to be on the ground. A couple of factors that I want to try and work with or try to factor in all this is, of course, I'm doing this with people who are either trained or somewhat trained. I mean, most of these guys are white belts, except for Scott, the blue belt. Everyone else is a white belt. So these people have some training. They've trained under me. Some of them train under Adam as well. These guys' pressure is pretty good on top. So despite the fact that they're white belts, these guys can apply pressure effectively. And when there's two of them applying pressure like that, it's a significant difference. Just imagine when you're on the bottom of a big guy and it's hard to get out. Now you've got two of them on top of you. Of course, they're not using necessarily, like, they're not covering me efficiently, but they're still covering me, and it makes it very difficult. I'd like to see what would happen in no gi as well. That's another factor. The fact that my gi is there, they can grab it, they can use it to pin me. I'd be curious to try this again in no gi. I think that maybe I'd be a little bit more effective, more slippery. I'd be able to get out a little bit easier. I think all it would do is delay the inevitable. You have to remember, guys, these guys are, like I said, these guys have some training. They're not black belts, but they're also not untrained people. They have some awareness of some concepts and some ideas that grappling involves. So, it's going against people who, have a sort of an idea of what to do. So it's a little bit different. I want to try this as well with people who have no experience. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull that off, but I would like to take two random guys. Size, I don't think the size would really matter for me at this point because I'm just trying something. But I would just take two random guys and see how it would go with them in no-gi, of course. And I think that experiment would be a lot of fun. Anyways, thanks a lot for listening, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. As you can see, 2-on-1. If it's 2-on-1, just run, guys. It's not a good idea to stick around. There's no striking, so I can't even use strikes to keep them away. In this case, it wouldn't really be something I could do in this context. In the street, I would probably use a lot of thrust kicks. I would probably do a lot of kicks to the chest, to the thighs, but to push them away. I would probably also try and get some knee shots with the side kick, try and take out their knees. In the street, it'd be a little bit different. Again, I don't know what the result would be. This is all wishful thinking. It's all theoretical. And those of you who are well-versed in violence, who have experienced real violence out in the street, like myself and law enforcement, you guys know that it takes just a fraction of a second and one mistake and all your plans are out the door. It's a little bit different when you can't tap, when the stakes are higher, and when somebody's actually really trying to hurt you. So I can make up all kinds of things and say, oh yeah, I'd kick here, I'd kick there. I think that's what I would do. I don't know how effective it would be. I'm not sure if it would be detrimental. Maybe they'll catch my leg. But in essence, that's probably what I would do in the street, is try and keep them away and run away, kick to keep away, and try and get away. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, for listening. And guys, come on in and get some training. Octa Milton or Octa Oakville or Mississauga or Burlington, Cambridge, Kitchener. Guys, any Octa that you can find that's close to you, go. It's worth it. You guys are going to learn a lot of things, and it'll really, really, really make you feel better when you leave the dojo. Guys, hope to see you on the mats.